Hello and welcome to another catch up from the couch. A bit more industry focused this time, and lucky enough to have contact quite regularly actually with Senior Key Account Manager with realestate.co.nz, Louise Dupont. Louise, thank you for giving up a bit of your home office time to chat today.
Not a problem. Happy to be here in my, what I like to call the food court of my house, the kitchen dining room, where I do most of my work. Yeah, and so if we do get disturbed, I do apologise. But yeah,
it's all right. It's all right. Look, it is operating from home for nearly everybody, and it has created strange days. But a pattern's come out as well. We are spending a lot more time online. Netflix will tell you that. But also from a property point of view, I get a sense people have spent more time checking out property and making those inquiries. And I wanted to ask whether you're seeing the same thing within the platform, within realestate.co.nz. So in the last 4 or 5 weeks, what have you seen as a trend that you can share with the world?
Cool. Well, the first one that I just mentioned is that normally, because our website is very much just focused on real estate, that's all we do. We don't sell cars or, boats or all that sort of stuff. We've just got houses and land. And so normally we have, each user will spend about 7 minutes on average, and that's across the country, 7 minutes on average spent time on site searching at properties. And that's probably about 6 or 7 listings in total. What we've seen over the last few weeks is that time's actually stretched out quite considerably. In Christchurch, it's gone to 10, just over 10 minutes. I think in some parts of Otago, it's up to 12. So we're seeing people spend way more time. And is it because they've got more time on their hands? Probably, yeah. But also there's a lot of changes going on. And we're actually seeing another huge trend is overseas users have increased. From the USA, we're up 44%. From Australia, we're up 10%. From the UK, we're up 15%, and that's just during lockdown. So when we look at the data, our tech guys are pretty smart, and they can tell by the way these people are searching that they're expat Kiwis, because they're looking very specifically in regions and in towns that a foreigner wouldn't really know much about. So we know that these guys are probably the people living in the UK or in Australia who've said, you know what, it's time to come back home. So it probably means good things for people who are potentially wanting to list their house in the next wee while. We're seeing obviously those overseas buyers coming back, and more Kiwis wanting to come back and live the good life in New Zealand, where we've got sort of, a real a handle on this COVID thing, much better than other countries. It's just a better place to be.
Absolutely. I've had expat inquiry on my listings as well, so I'm glad that's a national trend. There's plenty of room, and I think we are positioning ourselves as that safe haven as well. But as an expat on however many years overseas, why wouldn't you come back home? And like you say, from a vendor point of view, somebody thinking of selling their house, all we really need is an inquiry, and that drives the market. That is what where the price is going to come from, if you like, in the end. So yeah, a little optimistic from what I've seen in the last few weeks, and there is a large chunk of crystal ball stuff as to what happens next. We don't really know. The job is bring me the best price today from the market. It's always been that job, and like I say, inquiry drives that. Get those questions, get people to inspect the property. In terms of the technology, any clever tricks that are coming out that you're seeing? Are people wanting more video or more interaction directly through the platform? What are you seeing that people
Yeah, absolutely. So we had our tech team the first week of the lockdown. They went pretty much working 24/7 just to get some new features on our site. So we've added virtual open homes, 3D walkthroughs, and you can actually upload as many videos as you want to on our website for free as a vendor, as an agent. So we've tried to make it a lot easier for people who can't actually show their or do open homes to actually have a better view of their listings, I guess. So we've done that. We've increased pop-ups as well, because we're obviously wanting to inform the public as much as possible. At the moment, the viewings are down to 2 a day, private viewings. So we've got request a private viewing on there for people. So you can just head along to a listing, click on request a private viewing, and it will take you to a field where you get to like write a message to, say, Grant or another agent, and then request that time. Because at the moment, if you're an interested and serious buyer, you really need to go and get all your ducks in a row and present that for the agent so that you can come and have a look at a listing.
And you're
So,
right,
yeah,
you've only got 2 appointments a day at the moment, so you want to be one of those 2 chances. But you also mentioned the virtual look at. That has been brought more to the forefront because that is people's first chance now to see through a property and ask questions. If it's an interactive one, all the better. So the platform at realestate.co has that facility specifically for the virtual look through, which is
absolutely. Yeah, we actually, one of the Ray White agents specifically that asked if we could do this back as we were going into lockdown, and I sort of broached the tech team, and they just jumped on it and said, yeah, let's get it happening. So a little bit of innovation, thanks Ray White. And we've now got links where you can add a Zoom link, you can add a Facebook Live link, you can add any other kind of live streaming platform, and then you just type in the times, and Grant will be able to help anyone sort of assist with that. And then it's just a live video that can be had at the property, where people can then comment, and you can do that virtual walkthrough, which is kind of cool actually, which can even happen with overseas vendors. So, I mean, overseas buyers, I should say. They can tune into that. So it means that people won't have to worry necessarily about these sight unseen purchases. You can actually have someone sitting in Sydney looking through a property in Dunedin or Christchurch during a live stream.
Yeah, and we have, and that interactive asking questions, getting to go back to the kitchen area again, crucial. You feel more part of it. I mean, nothing beats the physical inspection as well, but that is one of the good things to come from this lockdown, is we've adopted that, and I'll do that going forward. I think with listings, it is an innovation that people are jumping on board, which is really good to see. And Ray White has tried to keep at the forefront of a lot of the technology as well, and it's helped our clients. On the home front, are you the DIYer? Are you the baker? You know, you've got a little person to look after as well. You see, make a cameo appearance here, but how has the lockdown experience been on the home front for you?
Well, okay, I can tell you that I've done some baking. I've made a fudge recipe. That's my mum, who's actually in Dunedin. I've made a fudge recipe with my son, who's 5, and it turned out very yummy. And we've made scones, and we also made a birdhouse out of scraps of wood that was under the house. You know what? It looks like the kind of birdhouse that Picasso would have made. So it's a little bit off kilter, but we just painted it. We slapped some paint on it, and it's sitting up in the tree. And not too many birds nesting in it yet because we've got a very evil cat. But at least we made it. So I'm kind of very much DIY and bakey. So yeah,
you've got a foot in both camps. You've done well. But that's the thing. It's made people look at their houses as well and make improvements or make a decision on whether it's now too big, too small. I knew we need to move on. All of those things have happened because of that focus. Well, look, thank you very much for your time. It is busy times for us, and I'm sure for you as well. So I'll let you get back to the home front, but also into New Zealand's only dedicated property site at realestate.co.nz. I enjoy using it, and I know people enjoy and count on it to know what's going on as well. So we'll catch up with you in future times when we're back to the new normal, perhaps.
Cool. Thanks, Grant. Look forward to coming back to Dunedin really soon, actually. Bye.